According to Dalton's law of partial pressures, you know that Pi is equal to chi I P total. So here, if Y1 and Y2 are the mole fractions of the components 1 and 2 in the vapor phase, then using Dalton's law, we get P1 is equal to Y1 P total and P2 is equal to Y2 P total. Consider a solution in which the solute is non-volatile and the solvent is volatile. Let the vapor pressure of the pure solvent be taken as P1 naught. When this solvent goes into solution, that is when a solution is made by adding a non-volatile solute to the solvent, the vapor pressure of the solution will be due to the solvent particles. Here the solute is non-volatile, so it will not form its vapors. The pressure exerted by the solvent in solution is taken as P1. This pressure exerted by the solvent in solution will be lower compared to the pressure exerted by the pure solvent P1 naught. What is it due to? This is due to the presence of the non-volatile solute. If a non-volatile solute is present in the solution, few number of solvent particles will be present at the surface of the solution. So, lesser number of solvent particles will evaporate. Thus, the vapor pressure of the solution will be lower than the vapor pressure of the pure solvent. Rayleigh's law in general form. For any solution, the partial vapor pressure of each volatile component in the solution is directly proportional to its mole fraction. When the solute is non-volatile, only the solvent molecules are present in vapor phase and contribute to vapor pressure. Let P1 be the vapor pressure of the solvent and chi1 be its mole fraction. P1 naught be the vapor pressure in the pure state. Then according to Rayleigh's law, P1 is equal to chi1 P1 naught. We have seen that the vapor pressure of the solution will be lower than the vapor pressure of the pure solvent. This is because the fraction of the surface covered by the solvent molecules gets reduced. So the number of solvent molecules escaping from the surface is also reduced. Thus the vapor pressure is also reduced. Another point is that Rayleigh's law is considered as a special case of Henry's law. We know that according to Rayleigh's law, P1 is equal to P1 naught chi1. And according to Henry's law, P is equal to Kh into chi. So Rayleigh's law becomes a special case of Henry's law when Kh becomes equal to P1 naught. What are ideal solutions? These are solutions which obey Rayleigh's law over the entire range of concentration. For an ideal solution, delta H mixing is equal to 0. It means when the components are mixed with each other, energy is neither absorbed nor liberated. For an ideal solution, delta V mixing is also equal to 0. It means there is neither an increase in volume nor a decrease in volume. For an ideal solution, it is observed that the intermolecular attractive forces between AA and BB are nearly equal to those between AB. AA means solvent-solvent and BB means solute-solute. AB interactions means the interactions between the solvent and the solute. A perfectly ideal solution is rare, but some solutions are nearly ideal in behavior. Few examples are normal hexane and normal heptane, a solution of bromoethane and chloroethane, benzene and toluene. Ideal solutions are rare. Therefore, most of the solutions are non-ideal solutions. Now, what is meant by a non-ideal solution? A solution which does not obey Rayleigh's law over the entire range of concentration is called a non-ideal solution. And for such a non-ideal solution, the total vapor pressure, that is the vapor pressure of the solution, will be either higher or lower than that predicted by Rayleigh's law. Non-ideal solutions are of two types, those which exhibit positive deviation and those which exhibit negative deviation. Now consider the case of positive deviation. In the case of positive deviation, the AB interactions are weaker than those between AA or BB interactions. AB interactions are weaker means the solute-solvent interactions are weaker. Since the interactions are weaker, that is AB interactions are weaker, the molecules of either A or B can easily escape as vapors than in the pure state. So if the vapors can easily escape, it means there will be an increase in the vapor pressure of the solution. So this is the reason why solutions with positive deviations have the total vapor pressure, that is vapor pressure of the solution, higher than that predicted by Rayleigh's law. A mixture of acetone and ethanol exhibits positive deviation. In ethanol, the molecules are highly associated by intermolecular hydrogen bonds. But when acetone is added to ethanol, new interactions will be formed between ethanol and acetone. So these new interactions can be called as the AB interactions. But here the AB interactions are weaker than the AA or BB interactions. So the molecules can easily escape as vapors, or it means the total vapor pressure of the solution will be higher than that predicted by Rayleigh's law. So mixture of ethanol and acetone exhibits positive deviation.